Hello there, Ray here, and today guys, I want to show you guys a quick and easy iron farm. This thing will produce a lot of iron as you can see behind me, there is very little to this. You can easily build this up in the start of your very own world. We're getting really close to 50,000 subscribers, so if you guys haven't already, be sure to go ahead and subscribe. This is another iron farm that we designed during our snapshot streams, so thanks to everyone who comes along for those. Those are always a lot of fun. As you can see, the farm consists of not very many blocks. Essentially, we got the same kind of layout as my other iron farms where we have 3 beds, 3 workstations, 3 villagers, 1 zombie, and a spawning floor for iron golems to spawn, and a killing chamber. The difference with this farm from other ones is this one can easily be built up pretty much anywhere. As you see, I just built this one in a plains. All I did is dig a little hole here and put in some water. Then I captured a zombie in a cauldron. You can give it an item or give it a name tag so don't despawn. Then you can pull a couple of villagers near a village, so if you have a village nearby, it might be a good spot to start up this type of iron golem farms. You don't have to move them very far. And then the last thing we have is just a platform above here to prevent lightning from striking the villagers and convert them into witches. This iron farm here will produce around 320 iron ingots per hour. Now you can build this iron farm in the end dimension, or even in another dimension, or you can even build it underground. It'll pretty much work anywhere. So for the iron farm to start working, the villagers need to work on the workstation. So they need to at least wait until it's early morning so that they can at least work in the workstation. Otherwise, they will not summon in any iron golems. And they also need to sleep before they summon in iron golems as well. So you have to make sure that it turns night so they can go ahead and sleep in their beds. Otherwise, they also won't summon iron golems. This is why it takes about 20 minutes for the farm to warm up after you have built it. I've seen this was a common question in my last video. Make sure your villagers have worked as well as have went to bed. And after you have those two things done, you just need your villagers to be panicking. And that's what the zombie over here is for. So if we press F3 plus B, you can see the zombie's hitbox. And you can also see the villager's hitbox. Now, in my previous design, I had a little flickering trapdoor that just prevented the villagers from seeing the zombie. This was important because you don't want the villagers to always see the zombie, because if they do, then they're unable to work and they're unable to sleep. And of course, if that happens, then they're unable to summon iron golems. But they're only able to summon iron golems if they're panicking from a zombie. So it's a fine line between making sure that the villagers see the zombie most of the time, but are still able to sometimes not see him, so they're able to work as well as go to bed. And that's the setup I made here. I have it so that the villagers, if they're really close to their cauldrons, like if they're right up in here, then they're unable to see the zombie. But if they happen to walk back here, they are able to see the zombie. And if they come down here, they're able to see the zombie as well. So we have 2 beds on either side that are high enough so that the villager is on top of them. They're unable to see the zombie. And what's important is that we need at least 1 villager to be panicking all the time. So the villager that kind of lives down here at this bed will always be able to see the zombie over there, and therefore he'll always be panicking. If he hops up here, he won't be able to see the zombie, but he thinks he can go to bed. So he stands up here, and he hops into his bed. Then once he's in bed, his head is able to see the zombie, and he gets scared, and he pops back up again. And this is a really cool way that we came up with to allow it so that the villagers are panicking from the zombie, but are still able to go and work on the workstations as well as sleep part of the time, and that way they can continue to summon iron golems. And as you can see, it doesn't use any redstone or anything that's flickering or anything like that. Pretty simple, just got villagers in beds and a zombie in a cauldron. Now, not only are we using the zombie to make the villagers be in a panic mode to summon an iron golem, we're also using the zombie to lure the iron golem over here to the center, where he will be killed by this lava blade over here. You can see when the iron golem is summoned in, he will see this zombie here, and then he will start walking towards it, and he'll try to get underneath of it to attack it. And when he does go underneath of it, he'll end up falling into this pit here, which has some water, which will just move him over here to this lava. This will kill him. And his loots will fall down here, either in the water or on top of the trapdoor. It doesn't really matter. The way that this is set up is that if items even fall on the outside here, they'll lift up from the water and eventually slide over top of the trapdoor, and they all get pulled in by this hopper here. And all the loots will end up down in here. And you can see we got a large amount of iron as well as poppies. You also get other loots because other mobs will fall in here as well. You might have zombies that come in here. Since you just build this pretty much anywhere, a zombie could come in here, try to be attracted to the villagers over here, but he'll eventually get pulled in, and he will actually get killed by this lava blade as well. And that's what this little trapdoor is here for, so that the zombies, which normally will not float on top of water, this way he'll be kind of lifted up a little bit, and then he'll be able to touch the lava. So watch this guy, he gets lifted up, and now he's stuck in the lava, he will eventually die. And this design is very simple, so it should be pretty easy for anybody to build this up, even in the early stages of a brand new world. Now, as always, I'll provide the world download down in the description so you guys can see how to build it up block for block. I'm going to kind of explain different stuff in the farm and where it's located. Here you can see we got some water sources here, and the water sources are out 5 blocks. And the way that this works is that we have a little hole here for the water to flow into. And then if you happen to have water that is placed right here, it's going to search for the nearest hole, and if you place it there, it's going to find that hole there, and it's just going to sit like that. If you happen to update it, then it will kind of spread out all over the place. And these water streams are just used to push the Iron Golem into the center. So if the Iron Golem happens to kind of stand right here, then these will help push them the rest of the way as it goes into the hole. Now this water is being held in by these open gates, and we also have some lava in here that is being held in by some open gates as well. To prevent these wooden gates from being started on fire from the lava over here, we have some tripwire placed on top of either of these, and this way the lava will not place fire on top of it. Now these other sides are kind of exposed, but lava will actually not place fire over here, so you don't have to worry about it, or it won't place it down here as well, just on the top of these two right here. So the rest of them are just fine. Down here in the killing chamber, we just got one source of water, push them on top of a trap door, and underneath there we just got a hopper and a slab so you can open up your chest. And if you look up above it, you see we got a zombie inside of a cauldron, and that is just 3 blocks above the center of that. And then right above the zombie, he is inside the cauldron, we have a slab, so he's unable to get out. Yet he's still able to be seen by the Iron Golem as well as the villagers over here. The villagers are just right beside him, right over here. And you can see that we just got a bed one higher, and then we got 2 other beds. Then we just have a ring of blocks around the beds. And this is just to prevent the villagers from accidentally pushing each other off the edge and falling down. The workstations are also right here, which are these 3 cauldrons. And then above these villagers, you can see we go up 4 blocks, then we just have this roof of slabs just to prevent lightning from striking it. And pretty much this goes out 3 blocks past their beds. So 3 blocks that way, that way, that way, and that way. That way if lightning even strikes like over here, it won't convert them because they'll either be too far away, otherwise if it strikes on top, it also is not close enough to convert them into witches. Now I would recommend going ahead and building this up somewhat close to a village. That way you have the villagers, you don't have to transport them that far. And I would say put the villagers in first, put some beds down, destroy their old beds, and then the villagers would be attracted to these new beds, and then just kind of build up a little walkway so that they think they can walk up to these beds. And then once they get over to the beds and hop into them, then just close this off so that they are stuck in their beds. Then come in and get the zombie. You can get the zombie during the nighttime. Zombies will automatically come over here. Just make a little walkway so he thinks he can walk up over here into the cauldron. You might have to kind of block it off, and then once he is inside the cauldron, go ahead and place a slab on top of him. You might have to align him with trapdoors, as it's kind of hard to put stuff inside of a cauldron. But if you put like a cauldron like this, and then you put trapdoors like this, and you open them like that, if a zombie comes in like this, it's going to immediately fall in if it's trying to press up against this corner here. This might help you get the zombie inside of it. And if you place a trapdoor on the top like this, and the zombie would happen to go in there, you can always open it just like that, and then the zombie is unable to get out of there. Then you can switch it out with a top slab. Make sure to either give the zombie a name tag or find a zombie that can pick up items. Because if they're holding items, then they're unable to despawn, which is what you want. To make the farm work a little bit better, I just go ahead and put down some torches around the area. This will just prevent other zombies from kind of getting close to the farm. And that will just increase the rates, because when the Iron Golem spawns in, sometimes he'll see this zombie here, but there's another zombie staying around here. You might go ahead and try to kill that zombie first before going to this one. It just kind of slows down his progress. Now the villagers here are pretty darn safe. The only thing that could kill them is if a random pillager raid spawned and just happened to walk by and then seeing the villagers and try shooting at them. There's a couple of different things you could do to prevent this. You could just enclose them, as most of the sides can be enclosed pretty easily. But this side here, you do want them to still be able to see this zombie over here. So there is a chance that even if you enclose it, the pillagers would be able to kind of shoot through the same hole that the zombie is seeing the villagers with. Now to avoid this, you can just go 16 blocks out from the center in each direction, and then build a square fence around it so that villagers are unable to come into the center here. And if they're that far away, they're unable to shoot at the villagers too. And then you also just put some lights on the inside, and then the pillager raids will not be able to spawn in here either. Now this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we will also be opening up that server once again, so the viewers of our Twitch stream can join us as we design more farms for the 1.14 snapshot. And we have a lot of fun building out different types of farms, as well as coming up with new ideas. Now if you're unable to make it to stream during that time, on Friday we're going to be streaming quite a bit earlier, so hopefully the Europeans are also able to join the stream. If you guys don't know, I do have a Twitter as well as a community Discord, and you can find both those links down in the description. That is a great way to learn what exactly we're doing during the streams, as well as whenever we go live, and you can stay up to date that way. I hope you guys really enjoy this quick and easy iron farm, and if you guys do know of somebody that could use it, be sure to go ahead and share this video with them. As well, if you did enjoy this, show it with a like. And if you guys like to see more simple farms like this, I do have a whole playlist of them. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.